Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Bila, and I'm coming to you with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5, Episode 3. The episode picks up where it left off from last Saturday, and it's still a continuation of the one-on-one with Dr. Francis, Kimmy, and Maurice. And Maurice is still on this whole sex thing, and Dr. Francis is trying to get him that he has to embrace Kimmy as a person, and he has to embrace the sex as if they're sharing something as a bond. And Maurice is just like, okay, so this is what you're saying. He looks at Kimmy and he says, so if I embrace you as a person, and if I'm sharing this moment with you, the connection, then that means I'm going to get more sex. And she was like, oh, and no. And Dr. Francis is like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And Kimmy is saying, like, this is women are very emotional. So if you're helping around the house and you're sharing embracing me as a woman, helping me around the house, showing that you have a commitment to me, then I would want to pretty much almost reward you with my body, because she can see that he is trying. And so I guess that's what it is. And so they get into the confessional, and Maurice is like, okay, I get it. Sex is more than just, getting it in. You have to share the bond, share the commitment, and, before the climax, before you go to sleep. And then he was just like, and I understand that. He said, but the good thing is you get to do it again. And I'm just like, this dude he act like he ain't never had no girlfriend before. Mind you, he had a whole wife before Kimmy, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the man in him. But anyway, so they go back to, they go back to the session, and I believe that they think that Maurice is getting it, and Dr. Francis is like, okay, so what's the takeaway? Do you understand what I'm saying? And then Maurice is just like, yeah. But I have another question. Do we always have to use this um sex as just a bonding moment, or can we just use it for exercise to burn a couple calories? And for some reason that really tickled Dr. Francis. And he was just really laughing. He was almost as if he was just having God talk and Kimmy wasn't there. But I'm like, okay, Maurice, you need to get it together, because it ain't, I don't know. I guess for some people it's that much in the world, but for some people it is what it is. All right. So the next morning arrives and you have Marceau. He's still cooking bacon and he's making breakfast. Did y'all notice that bacon? Okay. Some people like their bacon different ways. I like mine not to look limp. I like it to look straight, but I still don't like it crispy. I like it meaty, but I still don't want it to look flimsy. That bacon looked like it was still alive. I mean, is it dead? I don't know, but the bacon didn't look bacon. Maybe some people like their bacon like that. I don't know. I don't. But anyway, child, I got off on that bacon. But anyway, so they come to the realization that Tiffany and Lewis have left. So it started off one-on-one. At first, Letitia and them comes in. Of course, Marceau was cooking. And then Kimmy and Maurice, they come in, they're talking about the whole Tiffany and Lewis. Oh, they left. They and Tiffany sent Letitia a text message, because they didn't even say bye. They just kind of up and at it. They just went and left a text message. Yeah, y'all. I had a nice time. It is what it is. We'll use some of the things that Dr. Francis gave us in the car. That was in the text message, right? And so they like, wow, they got up, and then they had said, well, she did have a conference that she had to speak at that day at 12 o'clock. And, they kind of were talking about that a little bit. And then Dr. Francis and Miss Francis came in, and they were like, oh, I mean, how's y'all morning? Is somebody missing? And then Dr. Miss Francis, she was just like, where is Tiffany and what's his name? He was like, oh, Lewis. Yeah, they had to leave or whatever. And then Dr. Francis said, yep, conflict of commitment. Yeah, he always got these philosophies that he's running around telling everybody. I guess that's what doctors do. But anyway, so they kind of talk about that a little bit, and then they go into the next room. And Dr. Francis is asking everybody, what did they get out of the session? What are they going to take home with them? And how was how was it the last couple of days that they were there? And so they were pretty much saying that they had a good time. They learned a lot of whatever. And so Dr. Francis, he kind of gets on Marceau, and he started talking about hairs. Talking about you got 10,000 hairs and you split one hair 1,000 times. And then he said he learned that in engineering school. And I guess that's Marceau. Marceau liked to split hairs. Well, I guess Marceau sometimes makes things more difficult than what it has to be. That's his own philosophy, if you hear me. Anyway, so it is what it was. And the couples retreat is now over, especially because one of the couples have left the building. All right. So now you have this whole shopping day with Letitia, Kimmy, and Destiny. And Destiny is finally in a scene. They said, Destiny. She said, huh? They said, you got a call time. She said, yay. I'll be there with my dress on. But anyway, so she's there and they're talking. And for some reason, Destiny has a little bone to pick. I'm not going to say she was upset, but you kind of seen that she was just a little bit, I don't know. It was a little weird about it. Her not being invited to the couples retreat. And Kimmy is like, why are we inviting you to a couples retreat and you ain't even a couple? And also you have a boyfriend, but you don't even want to tell us who your boyfriend is. And you've been in a relationship and you don't even want to tell us how long you've been in a relationship. You don't even want to tell us nothing about what you got going on, but you want to be invited to a couples trip and or couples retreat. And she was just like, well, you didn't even give me the opportunity to tell you no. It wasn't no opportunity to tell you no, Destiny, because there is no need to invite you, period. And then they started talking about something about getting something to eat and barbecue and meat. And then Kimmy brought up the fact that, oh, we know we can get some barbecue from. Oh, that's what it was. Letitia said, well, maybe, we don't want to invite you to a couples retreat. Maybe you can invite your man. You can introduce him at a barbecue or something, And then she was just like, oh, and then they got into the whole fact about they know where to get meat from. And then I guess her husband is the whole chicken man. Child, just some old corny jokes that don't nobody know about until you just had to be there type of jokes. But anyway, so Kimmy gets in her confessional and she is just like, I don't even understand why Destiny is pressed about not being there because she's tight-lipped. She's tight-lipped about her divorce. She was tight-lipped about her marriage. Now she's tight-lipped about her new man. She's tight-lipped about her store closing and opening and all this other stuff. She just got a tight lip, honey. She needs to walk around with a zip on the lip. Anyway. So, yeah. Oh, that is too crazy to me. So, they back in the moment and Destiny says that she wants everybody to come to her reopening of her Madani. What she do? She sell hair products, Madani store. Go get your wigs and your weaves and your perms and your presses over there at Madani's store. So she wants everybody coming, and Kimmy is pressing the issue. So is everybody invited? She's like, everybody like who? Stormy, Melody. And then Destiny is just like, well, everybody who wants to be there is going to be there. You get an invitation, you just may or may not get one, And so Kimmy is just trying to figure out who's going to be there, who's not going to be there, and a little bit of why they're not going to be there. Because, Kimmy, everybody can't be friends, but as we look in the future, which would be on the trailers, they will be there because somebody is going to pop up and a fight is going to brew. Anyway, so they get back and they begin to talk about Melody. You have Melody, Melody number 1, and you have Melody number 2. So Melnica is Melody number 1 because Melnica has known Martel longer. And so Kimmy starts to tell the girls about when she had her luncheon with Melody number 2 that Martel, that her and Martel, they were about to get married. And before Melnika, she was the decorator and the wedding planner. And Melnika called Melody, telling Melody that she cannot be a part of the wedding, doing the planning, because of the simple fact that Martel is out here cheating. And she didn't think that that was right. So she had quit about 3 weeks before the wedding, and they had to get, another wedding planner and all of that. But regardless of the fact that they had to get another wedding planner to complete the wedding, Melody still married Martel, even though there was suspicion of him cheating even back then. And Melody commenced to tell Kimmy that she thought, or she was thinking, or she had a feeling, no proof, that Melnika and Martel was sleeping around back then, and that they're also kind of sleeping around even now. And that's when Destiny said, well, I thought that Melnika is married. She's married though. And Kimmy is just like, well, that's what Melody said. And they were just like, well, how did this even happen? How did this conversation even come about? And that's when Kimmy said, well, I did kind of bring the conversation up because when they were talking about the whole male retreat, that the men had went on in Atlanta. So she brought it up, and she brought to Melody's mind, or she brought it to Melody, that Melnika is the one that has been helping Martel with his wine and his books and, being his PR person. So yeah, so that was that whole scene. I had to kind of go back to move forward so we could kind of get a nice picture because, we forget things, and I wanted to bring it to y'all attention. But my thing is this. I mean, we are on this show, and if we don't, I keep going back to it. If you don't have proof, you can have your feeling or whatever, but that woman is married. And you don't want that woman and her husband getting into it over something that you done put out here on the TV streets, saying that she cheating around with your ex-husband. That ain't cool. That's not cool. That's the same thing that's happening with Marcel and Letitia. Everybody got feelings and intuitions, but ain't nobody brought no proof. So quit putting that stuff out there that people cheating and you don't even know for sure. That's not cool. Stop it. Anyway, so you have the men, they're back having pool. So I guess Big Lou looks like he losing weight. Is it just me, or is it, I don't know. He looks like he losing weight to me. But anyway, because his neck looks skinnier. But anyway, that ain't funny. But they all, around having pool, talking about the couples retreat, and they're gloating. Marceau was gloating at the fact that the couple, that they're gloating at the fact that Dr. Francis and was, kind of picking him and Tiffany apart. He really didn't know them that well, but he knew enough about their relationship, calling it fake. And also, that was also discussed when the girls were out shopping, that they apologized, that Tiffany and Lewis apologized to Letitia and Marceau. So yeah, anyway, back to the men. And so they were talking about it, and Marceau was like, he was in the background like, get him. You know what I'm saying? And so pretty much they were saying the same things, like, what did they learn on the trip? And they were talking about, the whole rope thing, and how, they got through their marriage, and how, Marceau was saying that his marriage has gotten attacked, has never been attacked before, but now it's been attacked, has been getting attacked. And them as a couple, they learn how to work with each other and navigate through life under pressure. And then that's when Maurice and Kimmy was saying that he thought that he was doing right in his marriage. He was sitting over there looking at somebody else's marriage, mimicking them, but you need to be focused on your own marriage and stop trying to hold Kimmy as a sex. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with it. Just treat Kimmy as a person and not a sex toy. And also, now Lewis and Tiffany. Now, at first they were saying that Dr. Lewis really wasn't talking about nothing. But then he said he learned something. the little stuff that he did learn, I guess it brought them closer because they was mad. It brought y'all closer because both of y'all was mad at Dr. Lewis because he was telling y'all the truth about y'all marriage. What they say, an enemy of an enemy is my friend. When y'all, y'all ain't enemies, but y'all got a common denominator that y'all don't like Dr. Francis. So it's just like, yeah, he gonna tell me about our marriage. How you gonna tell us about our marriage? You don't live our marriage every day. So I guess that made y'all stronger. Y'all bonded over being mad at Dr. Francis. Anyway, and so Martel, he begins to say that he liked being married and he wants to be married. And Marceau was like, so really you want to get married quick? He was like, no, I want to get married quick, but that's the goal. That's the goal for me to be married again. And we all know that, Martel has said over and over again that he missed his wife and that he missed his family. And now that him and Melody are on good terms, he probably thinking that he can get that old thing back. So that's probably one of the main reasons why he just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I might have a chance of getting my wife and my family back. But child, we see too far into the future with these episodes and with these scenes. It's like we just know too much. There is no suspense anymore. We already know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we already know that ain't gonna happen, Captain. You got too much going on in these internet streets. Y'all done went through custody battles. You done got with Sheree. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went on vacation. It didn't work good. Anyway, it's just a lot. So, they was all over there having fun, just shooting it and talking and doing what men do. And they were saying the next time we'll be able to go out and hang out again. So now you have Melody and you have Martel. So Melody pulls up at Martel's home. Apparently she's never been there before because one of the kids says, Mama, you used to live here. She said, girl, I ain't never been in this house before. I ain't never been in this house. I guess she ain't, child. But anyway, so they come in, they're happy to see their mom, and the mom tells them because at first she was just standing there, and he was like, Melody, you can sit down. It ain't like you a stranger. I just don't want to be sitting down in your house like that. Girl, sit down. You know that man. Anyway, so the kids, they go upstairs and then they begin to talk. And then Melody brings up the fact about Miss Wanda going on her YouTube or her Instagram saying things that Sugar Mama is not Martel's daughter. And I made a whole video about it and I had put it out on my YouTube channel. I hope it's still there because I know I deleted a lot of stuff. But the point is, Miss Wanda should have not said that. That is none of Miss Wanda's business. Stop putting things in the atmosphere that are not real. If you don't have evidence of this, stop insinuating. Stop. Because again, even though Martel and Melody are not married, they are still a family because they have children. So quit doing stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. And Melanie brings up the fact like, well, you already know when you had confronted her before when she was talking about the girl's hair and all of that. And Martel was visibly upset. Like, you don't talk about my kids. You don't do this and you don't do that. And Miss Wanda was wrong. Like, I don't know how you try to slice it and dice it, Miss Wanda. You were absolutely wrong. But I do have something to say because I felt like Melody kind of should have pressed Miss Wanda a little bit more when it came down to their hair comment. I feel like she should have pressed her more instead of Martel doing all the pressing. I feel like Melody should have pressed her too because like you don't have no right to speak on my girls. So maybe she's making up this time because it has a lot to do with her saying that she was out here pretty much wilding out with a bunch of men. So that kind of makes Melody look bad or whatever. Yeah, it makes her look bad. Like, oh, so you don't know who your baby daddy is. That look crazy for a woman. And then you're bringing up issues that are not even issues. It doesn't make sense. It's not good. It's not good TV. I mean, well, for some people it's entertainment, but when you're dealing with a whole family and when you're dealing with children, to me, that's not good TV. That's just ratchet trash. To be honest, it is because you're breaking down children, you're breaking down families, and it's not cool. And I know I'm rambling, but stuff like that just kind of gets on my nerves. And so Martel is like, well, do you have her number? And she was like, I don't have Miss Wanda. But then she starts saying, because she ain't no Miss, it's just Wanda. And then she said, no, I don't have, her number. And Melody also brought up the reason why she even said what she said is because when she went on Nightcap with Carlos King, Melody brought up Miss Wanda, and she said that Miss Wanda need to keep her name off of her in these YouTube and Instagram streets. And her baby daddy was in my DMs, and her baby daddy is Letitia daddy, and Letitia daddy trying to holler at her. You know what I'm saying? Just all of that. And everybody was like, ooh, shade, ooh, ooh. You know what I'm saying? But still, it is what it is. If the old man want to be with Melody, then it is what it is. That stuff is, who cares? They men. I'm pretty sure y'all down in Alabama. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people daddies trying to get at you, Melody. But anyway, so they're talking, and Martel is like, well, I pressed her the first time and that didn't work out too well. So I feel like you need to handle this one. And Melody is like, well, you know what? I'll handle it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but a thing. We're going to get it popping. And they was in both agreements and about high-fiving from two ends of the table. They was air high-fiving. Like, yeah, see, that's why we may not get along in a marriage, but we going to be there for our kids. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you Melody people and Martel people. See, y'all always say that y'all don't like Martel, but every time Martel gets back with Melody, y'all here for it. But then when Melody mad at somebody, then y'all mad at somebody. But then, because right now, y'all here for Martel. Y'all here for it. You know what I'm saying? But then, when they get into it, y'all hate Martel. So it's whatever Melody says. So right now, everybody going up. Yeah. Go up, go up, go up. Or whatever. So they finna, and which, I mean, she has that right to confront Miss Wanda, because Miss Wanda was dead wrong. Stop bringing up stuff. Stop doing stupid stuff to Mama bring pictures. She said that on her thing. I'm gonna bring pictures to the reunion. I'm gonna show them what the daddy looked like. And y'all gonna see. Miss Wanda, shut up. Cause you wrong. You wrong on so many levels. Anyway, she was wrong. She was, and I told, shut up. Stop it. Cause this is when it gets low. It gets too low and it gets gutter. And that ain't cool. Just no. Anyway. So now Destiny get a scene by herself. Destiny. But I can't say her little green, her olive green, or whatever that green is really pretty. So she walking around the house, cleaning up her house. She ends up calling her, I guess her planner about Madani opening and getting everything together. And then she gets a phone call from her boo named Moses. So they bring up these pictures about, how long she's known him for over 13 years. And when she got a divorce, he got a divorce, and he told he told Destiny, I love you. We finna be together. I lost you once. I ain't finna lose you again. And why is Melody little baby? Why I keep calling this girl Melody? Why Destiny little baby Law jumping on top of Destiny head, about to pull this girl wig off the top of? I'm like, boy, if you don't get somewhere and sit down, get off my head like that. I'm over here trying to be cute on the phone. I'm in here on the phone. Get off my head like that. But anyway, he was so cute. And then when she started making him laugh, tickling him, I thought that was the cutest thing. I love hearing babies laugh. I just thought that was so cute. But anyway, Destiny got a man, and she's reopening her Madani. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the episode, and Martel is with a couple that owns a store, and he's trying to get his wine in their store. And so he's trying to get his wine in their store. And so the lady, she's looking at the wine, smelling the wine. She said the wine got legs, which is good. And she's saying, smell good, look good, presentation. She said, the only thing I need to taste it and see if it tastes good. She tasted it and she was like, yes, this wine is a 10 out of 10, honey. It's a 10 and a half. That premium sweet red wine. Child, it must be real good, huh? Child, Okay, Martel, you do your thing. Make sure people get their orders and stuff out. Cause I done heard people been trying to order stuff, but you ain't got enough wine to give the people. Now you got your business going, which is a good thing. You want the people to get your wine, and go and give your wine to the people and have enough of it. Anyway, so Destiny comes up there too, to be in support of Martel. And then, she's late. So when she finally gets there, the woman had already said that the wine is a 10 out of 10. And Destiny is like, you know what? I need to be your broker. Let me tell you what you need to do. Anyway, so they get to laughing, they get to cackling, and then the people, they leave. And then it ends up just being Martel and Destiny. And so they're talking about the Madani reopening, which is good. They're clapping each other up. They're talking about the wine being in the black couples store, black owned, which is good. They're clapping it up. And then Destiny brings him with the mess about Melnika and what Melody told Kimmy about Melnika, and the fact that Melody felt like they were cheating back then, and she feels like they're messing around right now. And Martel is like, but she married. Like, that woman is happily married. And that's when Destiny was like, yeah, that's what I know, because Destiny know her too, because they all went to high school together, and Destiny still keeps in contact with her too. So again, not cool, not cool, not cool. Anyway, but Martel takes the high road, and Martel is just like, you know what? I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to leave it alone. But we can still see in the future and see that you are bringing it up to Melnika, and you're pushing it forward. Anyway, then they bring up Destiny and, what I'm saying, her boo and all that stuff. We already heard all that one time and time again. Well, we just heard it, but we heard it in the last scene. I don't feel like rehashing again in this scene about her man. She knew him for 13 years. They got away back together. Whoop-de-whoop. Anyway, so this is the ending of this whole Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. They have a lot of intensity building up, because all of this stuff is leading to that fight that's going to happen. Child, can they just get to the fight? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the main thing we want to see, the fight. I mean, really. I mean, I really don't care about a lot of this stuff. To be honest, I don't. So can we just get to what we want to see? The Ratchet TV, which this show has become, Ratchet TV. Anyway, this is Sheila Billy. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe me. Y'all have a great day. Bye.